Hello and welcome to Yoman's Rising Streamers Podcast, the podcast dedicated to developing streamers and their rise to the top. I'm your host, yoman21a, and today I have the honor of being joined by, well, myself. I will be your host for this series, and I have had such a fun time putting this idea together, and I am excited to get it off the ground as we invite some streamers on here to talk. So to kind of give you a little layout of how this is going to go, how future streams are going to go with this, future interviews. I'm going to do one a little bit about myself. So this is going to be a little bit weird as I'm kind of interviewing myself, just to see kind of how it goes and give you a little introduction to kind of who I am and what this podcast is really going to be all about. So I'll generally open up with, kind of telling the streamer to introduce himself. And so here I go. Well, my name is Austin, and, going by the username yoman21a. I currently live in the, let's just call it state of Kentucky. I mostly stream Mario Kart 8, Minecraft, the Pokemon trading card game Live, various Pokemon titles, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And what got me into gaming? So, when I was young, my first console was a PlayStation 1. I have early memories of games such as like Ridge Racer, Crash Bandicoot. That was probably my favorite of those times. I had a lot of those. I think I played 3, Warped a lot when I was young. I also had a fun time with Crash Bash as well. There was this Dexter's Laboratory game that was out. I wish I could tell you what it was called. I don't really know off the top of my head, but I did play the heck out of that game. There's a lot of fun mini games in that one. And there's a couple different Pac-Man titles, Miss Pac-Man, things like that. 3D kind of games. And those were kind of fun too. And then a little bit after that, at some point, my parents had divorced. And I had to be cared for during the summer months. And the people that ended up watching us watched a few different families' kids. And one of those kids had like a ton of Pokemon cards. That could just be my memory, over exaggerating things, but he did have a ton of cards. And one of them happened to be a Hollow Moltres from the Fossil set. And he gave that to me and was like, here you go. And I think he gave me some other cards too, but that Moltres really stuck out, and I still have that card to this day. I really treasure that card. So that's kind of what got me started into Pokemon. It wasn't the games, actually. It was the cards. Which is, I guess, kind of poetic how I'm still, if anything, of a Pokemon gamer. I do play the trading card game. But it wasn't until I actually fully moved, and I was on the bus one day with a kid who was, I think, like 2 years older than me. He was playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for the Game Boy, and I was like, whoa, that's awesome. I want this. And so I told my mom that year for Christmas, if it was the only thing I got all year, I wanted the Pikachu Edition Game Boy SP, along with the Red Pokemon game. Now, if you can see where this is going wrong already, yeah, you're probably right. Because what I wanted to say was I wanted the Red Mystery Dungeon game. I didn't know what it was called. I just wanted this game because this older guy was playing it. And I was envious of that on the bus. And so I was like, well, I want that. So my mom ended up getting me the Pikachu Game Boy SP from Toys R Us. It was an exclusive there. I really like the design on it even to this day. And then she got me Pokemon Fire Red instead of Red Mystery Dungeon, which is really interesting, which I think worked out for the better because I ended up really enjoying it and loving that game. So that's kind of what got me started into the games. I later on went to get a GameCube, probably my second favorite console of all time, where I ended up getting Luigi's Mansion, Smash Bros. Melee, that's going to be important later, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which I played before Coliseum, and a few other games, so those were like the big ones out front. And we're going to back up with 2 where I just had Melee. Because I play Pokemon, I was like, oh, well, I gotta play Pikachu and Melee. I love this. So I played the heck out of some Pikachu in Melee. So I did play a lot of that growing up. I wasn't good by any stretch of the imagination, but I did have fun with it. And then that did eventually, as I got older, get me to play some more Smash games. I really didn't play. I actually didn't play Brawl until after I had Smash 4 in college. And so with Smash 4 in 2017, this is when I started competing in Smash. Um, of course, still maining Pikachu at the time. And that's kind of where this all gets started. This really starts to pick up here. And so I played Pikachu, and at some point during an Iron Man with my friend Nathan growing up, I came across Samus and fell in love with the character by accident. So I picked up Samus in Smash 4 along with some Game Watch because I thought he was super funny. So, we go on through that. And at college here, they started this Smash Club during my sophomore year, which was really awesome. That helped me meet other people who later influenced me to become the player I am today. So that's kind of where we're at that point. And at some point, they start bringing in streams. And I instantly fell in love with running our Sycamore Smash at Indiana State University, our Smash streams. I learned how to do a lot of that. I learned how to run OBS. And I can't say that I'm still, not out of the woods yet, but I have learned quite a bit in how to make this a lot better. And it definitely served me well as I got into streaming later on. So because of Smash Bros., I would say that I got a pretty good start in that. I did a lot of commentary. I loved commentary. I still love commentary. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't even play Smash Bros. At all. I would only be a commentator because I love it that much. I love being on stream. I know there's a lot of people who don't really like listening to their voice. Hence why they don't want to stream. They don't want to be a commentator. That's not the case for me. I mean, sometimes when I listen back, I'm like, what am I saying? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I love doing it. It's so much fun. This is exhilarating for me. And another thing we can kind of go back on that kind of gets me to where I am today is I did a lot of YouTube when I was younger. And we'll talk a little bit about those influences as well. But since 2011, I've been sporadically uploading different videos. Building my repertoire there, if you will. Are they good videos? Absolutely not. However, that kind of got me exposed to the idea and, doing the content creation thing that helped, in my opinion, where I am today. Get over, this hearing myself speak. That doesn't really bug me anymore. Things like that. Things that, YouTube content creation would apply to streaming. And if you're watching this on YouTube, congratulations. You can go back and watch the first video that I posted in August of 2011, right? So it's all still there, and that's what I kind of enjoy doing. So all those factors kind of got me from from gaming into streaming. So content creators that I grew up watching, I was a huge Smosh fan. I love Smosh, and that's probably what I watched most of the time. I'm going to say a good 90 to 95% of the time, it was Smosh content. I just liked everything that they did. It was so much fun, even when they had the gaming, the animations. I was watching everything that they put out. I mean, at one point I had watched every single one of their videos ever, and I kept up with that until, their fall from number 1, which had me really sad. So, it's kind of rough, and I haven't since then watched everything that they have put out, but I still do like to support them, especially when they came back together. That was really exciting for me. And then, some other ones, like I did watch Fred a little bit here and there. Old meme videos, I wish I couldn't even put names on those. I watched a lot of Primetime Pokemon. If you don't know Primetime Pokemon, he is a Pokemon card opener, and he's been doing that for a long time. He's like an OG of Pokemon card openings. He's very informative. He's very straight to the point. And that's kind of what I liked about him. There wasn't any of that nonsense, all that, the fireworks, all the exciting stuff. He told you what the products were, how much he got them at retail, things like that. It was very straightforward and to the point. I really admired that about him, and I'll mention another few here in a little bit that kind of like that. But yeah, I really like the Primetime Pokemon too. Moist, Critical, Penguin Zero, same thing. I remember learning about him when I was like in middle school or high school. That was like my freshman year, maybe. Possibly 2012, 2013, somewhere in that area, I think. But, you know, I've been watching him for a long time, and when he started getting into esports, I thought that was really cool. That he was going on supporting that thing. I definitely bought the Moist merch. I wear it every once in a while. So, gotta support him when I can, just because I've been around for a while. And lately, YouTubers I watch, I'm kind of picky on who I watch, I suppose. But lately it's been things that have been helping me fall asleep. So things that, you know, are educational. I'm learning something as I'm falling asleep. So, things like real life lore. Gosh, I wish I had more right off the top of my head. Alternate History Hub. Uh, gosh, I wish like, there's a whole, like, group of them. They're all on Nebula. You can just go search up their names on Nebula, and I've probably watched them at some point or another. And most notably, who's not on Nebula is a content creator I really like. Every Wednesday he has an uploaded video, and that's The Company Man, learning about different companies, you know, their rise, falls, things like that. I don't know why, that's super interesting to me. And he has a very, just like Primetime Pokemon, a very straightforward way of presenting his information. It's very clear cut, very factual, and I guess I just kind of like that. I'm not exactly that way, but that is like what I like watching. It's clear and cut to the point. So, who are some of the people that have helped me grow my stream? So I always have to mention my mod on Twitch, which is Secret009. He's really helped me stay into streaming. I've known him for a couple years now. We met via Twitter because he used to be a Smash player. I used to be a Smash player. And we had a mutual bond over similar taste in anime. So we just kind of connected that way. Ended up meeting at a tournament later on. And, well, we still stream together to this day. And so, very thankful to have a Secret and have to give big shout outs to him. I have to thank some of my consistent viewers too, that have really helped me grow my stream and at least get me to my affiliate level where I am now. Floxyfire, The Doubler, Perchacha, and Zanus. Sorry if there's someone I left out. You're going to make me feel like crap the next time I see you. But, you know, those people stuck out right off the top of my head. As, you know, people who really helped support my stream as it was growing, as being, you know, either lurking or chatting with me as it grew. Those are the people that really helped me with that. And I probably gotta thank Baja Blast too. God, I love Baja Blast. It's so good. So, speaking of Baja Blast, what do you call your followers, subs, and general community? And what kind of led to that? Well, my community is called the Blast Zone. It's kind of a double meaning here. You know, with me being a Smash player and all, the Blast Zone, you know, refers to like the outside parameter of, you know, the stages where, you know, you're well on your way to death. So that is known as the Blast Zone, and so we're using that there. But of course, with my aforementioned previous love of Baja Blast, it's kind of a double meaning there, which is kind of how I came up with that. You know, Baja Blast, my whole lifeline, and then losing my lifeline in the Blast Zone. Ha ha ha, funny. But as far as names for my followers, subscribers, I'm still trying to work on that. You know, calling my followers the Blasters just isn't ringing right with me, you know? So I'm not going to call them my Blasters yet, because that just sounds weird. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment yet. So we're still working on that right now. What are a few of my most memorable memories of streaming so far? As I'm starting to, rise my audience and, create a community, it's really hard to pick out some certain points, but I have been able to narrow down. I had to write these ones down to help me, keep them going. But, of course, reaching an affiliate level was an awesome achievement. It's easy to get the 50 followers. I say easy, relatively speaking, of course. It's always hard to getting off the ground. It's easy to stream, once again, relatively speaking, those 7 days or whatever it has you stream in a month. I can't remember exactly what it is. They want some sort of consistency. The hard part is that 3 average viewers. There was a meme I saw a few years ago from one of my friends who said, "What life is like as a small streamer." It says, "Bye, stream. Thanks for watching." And then it says just like one person watching. And that's likely just yourself. So, yes, getting an average of 3 consistent viewers was a struggle. And I think it wasn't until I got like 125 or somewhere around there. So not even long ago, followers that I actually reached affiliate. So that was really exciting for me. I know there's a few people who sent over some bigger raids, which was nice, that helped me get there, which I am very grateful for to this day. Let's see. Oh yes, and thanks to the Mario Kart community for that one as well. If it wasn't for Mario Kart, I definitely would have not gotten to that affiliate status. One thing that, I think most of my current regular viewers wouldn't know is when I did my level 9 CPU Smash tourneys. I would go on Twitter and be like, alright, everyone I know, submit one character you want as a level 9 computer, and we are going to enter them in a single elimination. No, it was a double elimination tournament, and we've done like 5 of these now. But those always brought in viewers. Now, they are very tasking. It is very hard for me to put on a lot of those because it requires time and organization. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but even when those were really successful, I couldn't reach 3 average viewers because, well, I lacked in the rest of the month getting the days because I was so exhausted from those streams. The rest of my streams weren't averaging very well, so I kind of brought those back down. But those streams generally did do pretty well for me, and I do have fond memories of that and creating lore behind them. It always brings in some of my the people that I know in real life into those. Let's see. So one of my viewers, Floxy Fire, is from Germany and will talk to me in German every once in a while, help me with a few words. And I always cherish those moments. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned that to Floxy, how much I appreciate that and how much just fun that is. But, I'm just like gaming, playing Minecraft. He's like, it's some random word in German. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up. And some background on that. I took like 5 years of German in high school. So I'm not completely clueless. But he helps bridge the gap to, maybe some of the stuff that I missed. And finally, I would say that like a few weeks ago, I played the game Journey for the first time, and that was such an awesome experience, having people hop in and hop out of my stream, and the doubler coming in and kind of following me along with that. He was kind of excited to see that because he really likes Journey. And shout out to my friend Zerhide, who gave me the idea of playing Journey, put it on my wish list and all that stuff. It was just such a fun game, and figuring that all out, it was just such a fun time. If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it. What are some challenges that I have faced while streaming? The big thing is, I can summarize this very clearly. Playing the games I want to play versus what will actually get me the interactions that I need to build a community. For example, I love playing Minecraft. However, Minecraft doesn't exactly get me new followers in. It doesn't exactly get me new chatters. It doesn't get my regular viewers a place to come in and chat because I haven't built that community. And I've been struggling to do so. However, I enjoy streaming Minecraft a lot, especially when I'm building a new world. On the other hand, Mario Kart. Mario Kart is full of emotions, right? And, you know, with that emotion, it's kind of tasking sometimes to always be doing Mario Kart. Not that I don't love doing Mario Kart, it's always fun to do that with friends. But if no one's joining on, sometimes it can be really tasking just playing Mario Kart. The other day I did like a 9-hour stream of Mario Kart, and I was exhausted after that. I really couldn't stand it afterwards. But that's where the people came in. That's where I got people talking. So that's just one thing you have to kind of think about when you're streaming is, what are your goals and what are you aiming for? I have affiliate now. I don't care if one of my streams does bad, but of course I can't be streaming Minecraft all the time. I need to throw in Mario Kart. And I'm not saying that like Mario Kart's not fun. It really is fun. I do love Mario Kart. I just wish sometimes I could play more Minecraft and, get those same results. But, that will come over time. What do you wish you knew before you started streaming? I wish I would have realized Mario Kart's strong community. The game that they have, oh my gosh, they are all over the place. The community is so strong, no matter what Mario Kart it is. The people are always there, and it's always a fun time. You see people that regular your chat, and then you see them in another chat, and like, oh hey, what are you doing here? I didn't know you watched them. Just the Mario Kart community is so tight knit, and I didn't really realize that until I had Secret say, hey, let's play some more Mario Kart. I saw him kind of take off from there, and I kind of followed suit. So that's kind of what we've been doing with that. So shout outs to that community. Shout out to Mario Kart community. What motivates me to continue streaming? Being able to talk to my newly found friends. Going into every stream, I'm always like, I really hope, my friends come in today, because they always make a stream so much better. Even if they're just lurking, just having them there is, knowing that they're supporting me is always a reassuring feeling. As someone who's felt a lot of self-doubt, some levels of anxiety, I would say, overthinking the social aspect of gaming, having those people just coming in, sitting around, talking, it's a nice feeling. I do say it's kind of addicting, if you will, and I just really, really enjoy that. So, that really gets me motivated to just sit down, play games, and help me, give myself the saying that if I am not streaming, if I'm playing a game and I'm not streaming it, I'm wasting content. I'm wasting time with the people who care. And, I think that feeling's kind of gotten stronger as I've moved down to Kentucky. I'm not from here, but, where I'm not surrounded by the friends that I used to have. So I'm kind of forced to make those kind of different connections, being kind of introverted in some ways, extroverted in others, makes going out hard sometimes. And, staying in and connecting with some of the people that I know in real life, and then connecting with new people in other ways across the globe, nonetheless, is very nice. So that's kind of what motivates me to continue going through all this. It would really be impossible to do it without any of them coming in and supporting. So what goals do I currently have in mind for my stream? So I got a few, short, medium, long goals. Currently, I'm trying to get 150 followers. I'm sitting at 142 at the recording of this video. So only 8 away, not too far. And then my 10th subscription, I'm at 9 right now. Big shout outs to Zanus for gifting 5 the other day. And he was about to give me my 10th, and I said, hey, I don't even know what I'm going to do for the 10th subscriber. Was he going to or not? I don't know. However, I said, hey, if you are, don't do it, because I want to have something in mind for that. So then past my 10 subscription, obviously I think 20, 25, something like that's going to be a nice jump too. By the end of the year, like, kind of a medium term goal, I'd like to get to 300 followers. I'd like to, continue building this, whether it's through this podcast I'd like to get started, help me connect, network with other small streamers, get us involved. I'd like to get the 300 followers by the end of the year. I think that'd be a really nice way to end out the year. I reread my, and this was before I got affiliate, Twitch recap, and I was happy with that, and I can't tell you how much happier I would be right now if it ended right now, how much growth I've had in like the past month, that has gotten me this much further. So I think 300 by the end of the year would be awesome. And long term, I'd really like to build, kind of like a strong community, multiple games. I don't want to stick to just Mario Kart. I don't want to stick to just Minecraft, just Pokemon. I kind of want to create a hub for people to, find their place in my streams. I try to stream any given night that I have the energy to. And teaching kind of takes my energy out sometimes, but coming on streaming different games and knowing that someone's going to be there for each of those games, creating that hub, and then, even if I'm not streaming Minecraft, I have created a Minecraft community where they are playing on my server already, even on nights I'm not there. That's just, a fun feeling to think about. I'm having them go for that. So what is my favorite game to stream? If you haven't picked it up, I love streaming Minecraft. It brings in the least engagement right now, but it is probably some of the most fun I have. I feel a little bit more knowledgeable in it, as opposed to Mario Kart, where I am far less knowledgeable. That's probably part of the factors too. But I am way more knowledgeable in Minecraft, and I would say the same for Smash Bros. Too. Although I have enjoyed playing that less over the time, but I still get enjoyment out of it, especially when they have the online like tourneys that they have. I did that like today, in fact. Uh, it's I'm more knowledgeable in those things, and I think that makes that a little bit more interesting to listen to. So I'm kind of surprised, that Mario Kart's the reason that my streams have been, kind of taking off. But, build and go, as they say. What are some things that I like to do outside of streaming? So, I kind of said it earlier, but I'm a band teacher. I teach band. I play the French horn and trumpet, so I have a musical background. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see me streaming on Finale, writing up some sort of music for that. I do enjoy anime watching, but with the kind of extra time I've been putting into streaming, my anime watching has gone way down. I have had a lot less time to watch anime. I used to be a pretty active seasonal watcher, and I am just so far behind, it's kind of a lost cause at this point. So that's kind of where I am with anime, but I do really enjoy it still, and I'd like to get back on that here. But I'm kind of trying to ride this consistency wave that I've been going on here for streaming. I enjoy going to baseball games as well, and I have this goal to go to all 30 of the Major League Baseball parks. I'm currently at 11. My last one was in Minnesota, up at the Minnesota Twins Target Field, and that was for my first ever baseball playoff game. That was a lot of fun. So this year, I know I have quite a few planned. I have 7 more that I'm going to add to my list as of right now. Let's see what that's going to be. That's going to be Pittsburgh, that's the Pirates, the Washington Nationals, the Baltimore Orioles, Oakland Athletics before they move, the Texas Rangers, World Series winners, Houston Astros. Gosh darn, there's one more too. Oh, and the San Francisco Giants when I'm out in California. So that should get me up to 18 by the end of the year. And if I go crazy, I can maybe fit another one in. I'm probably going to go back to Boston this year. I have a friend who's out there. So that'll be fun. I'm going back out to Kansas City. I take one trip there every year. I live fairly close to Cincinnati, so I'm going to go to a lot of Reds games this year. The Royals are coming into town, so I'm going to be at those games. So that's kind of my baseball plans, and that's what I like to do. Hopefully when I'm watching this in the future, I have been to those stadiums, and hopefully all of them. That'd be awesome. I would also call myself an avid traveler. I use baseball as an excuse, along with the Pokemon trading card game. This is, excuse me, going to sound like really weird, but I would call myself a casual competitive Pokemon card game player. I don't really do much local events because I don't really have the time, the energy to go do those. But I do like to go to regionals, even if it means, I'm not going to place the best. I enjoy playing in it, and I get to travel. I mean, I just went to San Antonio for the first time because of it. That was a lot of fun. How did I do? Don't ask. However, I had a lot of fun down there. I got to watch the Detroit Lions play against the Broncos at a bar down there along the Riverwalk. That was a lot of fun. So, those kind of experiences, those are the kind of things that I look forward to doing. So, yeah, I kind of use those as my excuse to travel, whether that be Smash, before, baseball, things. I like to travel. That's what it really comes to at the end of the day. Well, that about covers all the questions that I have. I'm sure I'll add more questions as we go along, especially for upcoming streamers. I'll have some more personal questions for them. But that kind of gives a general guideline for what I'll be doing and for myself. If you have any other questions about me, you can feel free to ask. And if you're on YouTube watching this, comment sections. If not, I'm going to tell you some links where you can find me. But yeah, thanks for listening in today. Nice to get this thing off the ground and going. And hopefully next week we'll have my first actual guest on here. Not just me talk to myself. But if you want to stay in on that, you can, first of all, follow me on Twitch. That's why we're all here today. Take some time to go follow me at twitch.tv/yoman21a. I'm also on YouTube, where this may be uploaded at youtube.com/yoman21a. Crazy. Now, this last one's different, I promise you. And on Twitter at twitter.com/yoman21a. _ in capital letters SSB. I also own the rights to yoman21a. I just haven't made that my main account, as I still have a strong Smash following on SSB. But yeah, go and continue to support our rising streamers. Hopefully I get to meet more of you out there, especially if you're coming back and watching these later on. So take care and happy streaming.